The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada, on this Mania Overreaction Monday, April 21st, 2025. This program starts now.
Mania
Was awesome. A two-night spectacle where new dreams are coming true, new storylines are developing, and a GOAT has officially broken a record that we thought would never be touched. Yes, Alexander Ovechkin broke Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record a week ago, but John Cena has surpassed Ric Flair as a 17-time world champion, the most in the history of the professional wrestling world. Now, it came in a way that not a lot of people would have hoped for John Cena. He actually utilized the title, an illegal object, while the ref was down and out. John Cena took advantage, and John Cena said, Cody Rhodes, your story might have ended a year ago, but tonight, you are just on the wrong side of a historic chapter in John Cena becoming the certified GOAT. A lot of people are upset about the way that whole thing went down.
Yeah.
We'll talk to John Cena in 14 minutes on this particular program.
Whoa.
He had a press conference last night. He did not say much. He did allude to the fact he'll be talking tonight at Monday Night Raw, but how will he handle himself right here in the blender at the WWE world after a magical weekend? There's new champions. Joining us is a man who just got done calling his 28th WrestleMania, the greatest of all time, the voice of the WWE, Michael Cole. A lot of things happened this weekend, Cole.
Indeed they did, and what a wonderful WrestleMania. Let it eat. Hell yeah, Cole. John Cena winning a 17th world title in controversial fashion, but I said it last night, no matter what you think about how it ended, Ric Flair was the dirtiest player in the game, and many of the 16 world titles
He kicked so many dicks.
Yeah, he did.
He punched so many balls.
Yep.
He did. And then Ric Flair was considered one of the all-time greats. So I do think that John Cena is the GOAT, despite how he went around all this. But I think the most exciting part for me for the weekend were the new champions that were crowned. Dominic Mysterio, despite what you feel about him. Wow. Brand new Intercontinental champion.
Respect.
Oh, yeah, indeed. General.
Respect, General.
Dirty Dahn. He's over.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Congrats to dirty ass, disgusting ass, dumbass, Dom. That was awesome.
And also the man who I believe is going to be the next superstar in this business, Jacob Fatu. Brand new United States champion.
He is our new United States champion, and I live in Indiana, you live in Texas. These people live all over the country. He is now our champion of America. And I can get down with Jacob Fatu leading the way.
No doubt.
Who else, Cole?
We've got had a tremendous match to kick off the show last night. Io Sky retaining her championship against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. That was a heck of a match. Becky Lynch returned.
Hell yeah.
That man has come back around, is now a tag team champion.
With Lyra Valkyria.
Dog.
Logan Paul wins again at WrestleMania.
Talent.
Hey,
Yeah, he is.
Boo all you want. He is one heck of an athlete and a tremendous businessman.
And he caught a drone.
He did.
Yeah, sweet.
Just said, "Come to me, drone."
Mm-hmm.
And the drone came.
Worked.
Tiffany Stratton arrived on the big stage with a win over Charlotte Flair.
1, 2, 3.
It was hard to tell which box she was in, by the way. I was on your page.
It was the middle box.
It
Cole.
was.
It was the middle box.
That's why you're the best analyst in the game, like I said. Jade Cargill did wonderful against Naomi.
Weapon.
Athlete.
Unfortunately, Rey Mysterio got hurt, but he was replaced by Rey Fenix to take on El Grande Americano, who Chad Gable once again.
No.
We don't know that.
no,
we don't know
no.
that.
Talking about. You see the intro? That wasn't him.
We have a brand new world heavyweight champion.
What's his name?
His name is Main Event Jey Uso. The New
Body
Day.
eating.
The New
Body
Day
Yeah.
with a 13th title.
Hell
Wow.
yeah.
Congrats
Hell
to
yeah.
them.
Hell of a win.
And of course, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre with an unbelievable Sin City street
Yeah,
fight.
I mean, you talk about absolute cinema. A lot of people were saying that might have been the best match in the history of WrestleMania. I'm right there with them.
Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to come to Sin City,
2 tables.
Yeah.
Not
See
one.
ya.
not one, not two,
Oh.
3 tables. There's only 2 right there, but I think someone else went through one as well. We were hoping that they would maybe mix it up in our section a little bit. I was looking to, give a couple taters to Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah,
but,
that'd go over well.
Yeah, well, it didn't get over that far, but yeah, in my humble opinion, maybe the best match in the history of WrestleMania.
Ty was more bummed out when Damian Priest lost than he was when the Yankees lost in the World Series to the
Without a doubt.
Dodgers.
Wow, really? You were
Without a
bummed
doubt.
out about it. How about when Joe Hendry became the surprise opponent?
I know you guys love it. You love it. I appreciate that you said on the call, listen, I believe in Randy Orton. I don't believe in Joe Hendry. Okay?
I don't know
So
what
this is
your
cool.
problem is.
I love seeing D-Buck go crazy, marking out for him, but listen, not everybody can be on the same page. So I had to
He didn't
had to boo
belong.
this man.
Listen, I thought. Did you hear that pop? Did you hear
Got
that
a
pop
huge
when
pop.
Joe Hendry came out? And when you said the next grade, you talked about 5'2". I thought you were about to say Joe Hendry. I believe,
Dude.
Yeah, get used to seeing this dude.
T-Bucks,
Right?
he didn't belong in the same ring as the Viper, okay? And that was proven.
I mean,
Especially
he had his
on-
mania moment. That RK out of nowhere though.
Especially on
Might be the
Randy's
best one.
20th anniversary.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's thing is to turn around and smile when the camera zooms on him. I don't get it.
Look how electric that is.
Yeah, this part, you mean.
That part.
Bang!
Electric.
Incredible. Wow.
And we're also neglecting to talk about perhaps the biggest story of the weekend. The fact that Paul Heyman once again stabbed some people in the back and aligned with Seth Rollins in that triple threat match for the main event of WrestleMania Saturday. Absolutely incredible here. The low blow first to Punk. We thought he had realigned himself with Roman, Pat, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I thought OTC was back with the original Bloodline, and as soon as Paul dropped to that knee, I knew this
finished.
rat bastard and son of a bitch was going to rattle those balls and the cheeks and align with Seth freaking Rollins. I went on the ride the whole time. He sent that chair over to CM Punk. I'm like, of course, this is the favor. Then when he low blows him, I go, Wise Man's a super genius.
Yep.
Wise Man's got to figure out the bloodlines all the way back. And then whammy, Seth Rollins, a la the Shield breakup in Indianapolis, Indiana, into a stomp. 1, 2, 3. Seth freaking Rollins, the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins is now teamed up with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman will join us in 1 hour. I cannot wait to talk to that man to see what he has to say. I heard him last night at the roast
How was that?
Right?
of WrestleMania. Paul Heyman was throwing some Paul Skeens. He was throwing some real heat. I don't know if it was a work or a shoot, brothers. A couple
Okay.
things that were going on, and I was just on cloud 90, right in the middle of all of it, having a time of my life. Some other sports happened this weekend that we have to catch up on quickly before John Cena joins us out here.
Yeah, so NBA playoffs happened. All the favorites basically won. Only 2 of the lower seeds won. That was the T-Wolves beating the Lakers by 23 in LA. Kind of bad news bears there for the Lakers. Luka went off, still looked unbelievable, and the T-Wolves won by 22 points, even without a big night from Ant-Man. Clippers Nuggets was probably just the best overall game. I think everyone thinks that's going to be the best overall series. That went into overtime. Russell Westbrook came through in the clutch, unlike earlier in the season when we saw him miss that layup. Jokic, I think he had 29, 9, and 12. I mean, the guy is ridiculous. And the Clippers, I mean, even though they lost game one, the Clippers look great. Kawhi's playing a lot of basketball. I think he played 40 minutes, and James Harden looks like primetime Jimmy Harden.
Let's go back to the Denver Nuggets real quick. Do we think the players maybe wanted some change?
That's what it seems like. That seems to be the writing on the wall.
They're kind of all...
Yeah, especially Malone was, talking some shit about him kind of to the media in some post-game press conferences, so it does feel as though maybe the boys are coming together. And this game, too, you can see right there, but they were down most of the game. It felt like if there was ever a time where a team would quit, it would be, right there. And instead, here come the Nugs. Look out. But that's kind of the West. The West also, Thunder won by 50, just so we're keeping track.
Yeah, 50 is quite a spread in the playoffs. How about in the East? Who's looking the most dominant on the Eastern side?
The most dominant, I think I would say the Boston Celtics, just because they took care of business. It stayed under. Jason Tatum, everyone's saying Tatum didn't have a good game. Oh, well, who had the most rebounds of any player this weekend? Oh, that's right, Jason Tatum. So he can do it all. And 14 boards, that's no joke, especially in a game that went way under. This is going to be a defensive grind here. But yeah, the Indiana Pacers are rolling.
Real deal, right?
There's no doubt about it. The way they play, I don't think anybody wants to play them. Giannis is going to score 40 points a game in this series, but they might not win a game just because the Pacers are playing so well. Halliburton, the maestro of the court, if you will. And then kind of the other story in the East is the Pistons-Knicks. Everyone loves the Pistons. They got the dogs. Jalen Brunson went on a 20-0 run in the fourth quarter, and they won the game. Yeah, 20-0. It wasn't just him, but he was basically creating, scoring, doing everything. And they were down the whole game. I think going into the fourth, it was an 8-point game. Pistons were up, and then the Knicks end up winning by 11.
You're a Knicks guy, Cole. You all jacked up?
I am, and I can't wait. They play again tonight. OG, he's the guy who's going to be the guy they need in this series.
X Factor,
exactly.
Well said.
And they're playing well. I mean, the Pistons, I think the Knicks are going to win in 6. Second round, I'm a bit worried about, but we'll see.
Who would they have in the second round?
I believe.
Who's that, Cole?
A team from way up north.
Oh, so you won't even get a chance to lose to the Pacers this year?
No, they won't. No.
NBA happened. NHL playoffs also happening over the weekend.
Yeah, we started playing some of the most important puck of the year out there on the ice, the NHL playoffs, in a similar fashion. All of the favorites won, though. Just like the NBA, most of the favorites won. All of the favorites won. 5 games so far. All the favorites won 4.
Is there a playoff problem? Is there a first round of the playoffs problem?
I don't think
we go to
so.
college football playoff, go to NFL playoff, go to NBA playoff, now we're at the NHL playoff. Maybe we just need to understand that sometimes there are levels to this shit.
There are levels to this, but it's weird because the way the NHL playoffs are set up, it's not like a 1 versus 8 thing. They play the divisions or whatever. But yeah, 4 of the 5 teams were home teams, so maybe there's the home ice advantage. The ice is tilted a bit. The only home team to lose, unfortunately, it was Gumpy's Dallas Stars. They lost 5-1 to the.
Yeah, but we thought they kind of stink coming in, right?
They lost 6 or 7 coming into the playoffs, so no, they weren't good coming in. And the Avalanche were the favorites, and McKinnon had 2 goals there. In the other games, the Winnipeg Jets won over the Blues 5-3. The Caniacs won 4-1 over the Devils. The Leafs beat the Sens 6-2, and the Knights last night in this city beat the Wild 4-2.
Golden Knights might have a chance. Can't wait to catch up with the Stanley Cup playoffs as they roll on. The NHL and hockey playoffs as a whole are must-watch. I mean, it's so fast. It is so electrifying. Speaking of must-watch, there's been a man that has been around the WWE for a majority of my life. He's been preaching the good shit. Hustle, loyalty, respect. When you heard that, all you thought to yourself was, wow, here's a hard-working man who will give his all to his professional and to his people. Here's a guy who's going to be able to ascend to the mountaintop and not just get there and hang out and see and then drop. No, for 20 years, show up night after night after night, understanding that the work only starts when you get to the top, and carried the company in beautiful fashion for 2 decades. He's a man that has been discussed as a GOAT by the voice of the WWE, Michael Cole, for the better half of the last decade, let alone the fact now that he's the all-time leader in world title runs. But is the way that he did it last night at WrestleMania gonna tarnish everything that this man has done for 20 years? Is him being a backstabber, ball-kicking heel of a champion gonna ruin all the great that this guy has done for society? He's made more wishes for Make-A-Wish than any other person ever. He's an actual actor. Every movie he's in is a banger. But right now, these people think he's an asshole. Ladies and gentlemen, our champion for the 17th time, John Cena!
The guy. Oh, yeah.
I feel like a helicopter pilot with us on today.
I would trust you.
John, your captain for this afternoon. We are cruising at 32,000 feet. We're going to...
I feel like I'm at 40,000. If you're at 32,000, I'm at 40.
I can tell, man. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
It looks like you're feeling pretty good.
Congratulations, John Cena, 17 times.
Smells like you're feeling pretty good.
17-time world champion.
Yeah. Well, now that that's out of the way, what can we discuss? What's going on in everybody's life?
Okay, so let's discuss some things. Mr. Cena, when you made the decision to kick Cody Rhodes directly in the groin, was that just the beginning of the mind games, knowing that whenever it came to WrestleMania, whenever it came time for Big Match John to show up, that maybe that would get in the back of his mind and you would inevitably, 1, 2, 3, become a world champion? Was all of this just for last night to happen, or is all of this because it's how you truly feel about these wrestling fans who, I think in their words, have disrespected you over the last 20 years or so?
So, that's a very long-winded way for me to hear a question that sounds like, hey, there's a really cool thing going on television on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and I want you to spoil Monday Night Raw and SmackDown for me.
Me!
So I'm not going to answer that question at all.
Okay.
I appreciate what we're doing on television, and I think that's you've been in those seats. You guys have both been there for the excitement of Raw and the excitement of SmackDown and the excitement of WrestleMania. There's just certain lines I'm not going to cross that I think are meant for Raw, meant for SmackDown, and meant for premium live events. So what I'm hearing with that question is, hey, in this awesome TV show, while we're in the middle of the season, can you give me a spoiler? And my answer is no.
Okay, so no spoilers. How about this? Can you give me an inside look in your brain when that place is saying, let's go Cena, much louder than the Cena sucks chants? Was there ever a time where you maybe said, you know what, yeah, hey, thank you guys, last night? Was there a moment of, you know what, these people have been riding alongside of me, and these people still do love John Cena? Did you think about that last night when you were in there?
Not once. I've been pretty clear that I've done a lot of work on myself to make sure that I'm okay with me. And I think once you get to that point, and you have love in your life, starting with self-love, and you have loving connections in your life, you begin to realize the things that are most important. I reference your team. I always see the same people around you, even behind the curtain. You have your family. You have your close circle. You have people that you love. And that's awesome when times are good. But I know you know about this. When times get tough, those are the only people you got. So I've been on a hell of a ride, and I've had a lot of folks ride with me. And through the good times, you know, maybe there's a lot of people, and through the bad times, there's very few. And those are the people I try to focus my time, effort, strength on.
Well, you need to know, there's been a few of us that have been there through it all. Ty Schmidt is one of them. He has a question for you, Mr. Cena.
Oh, boy, this should be good.
Well, listen, John, you know what I was actually just going to say? Mine's less of a question and more just
I'm in your corner. I'm right in that boat rowing with you.
Yep,
I don't think everyone has taken you for granted. I think I probably have too. I'll admit it. So I want you to be as.
Did you think this would become a therapy session?
Not at all.
No, listen.
Not at all.
No, man, I'm cool with this. I love leaning into difficult stuff. By the way, thank you for sharing that. Keep coming.
Yeah,
Keep coming.
so I was basically just going to say I want you to take this thing farther than maybe these people even think you.
What thing is that?
I don't know. Coming down the ramp and if you spit in my face tonight, I'll eat it.
A lot of people want to do that.
It is what it is. You're probably right, Cole.
There might be some a fetish site or something.
I mean, come on, John. Let's not go that far. I mean,
hey, there's something out there for everybody. I don't judge
got
nobody.
It. Have you thought about that though?
Have I thought about spitting in your face and you eating it?
No.
Not until you just brought it up. But then I'm like, man, maybe we can, like a pay-per-view sort of thing.
I don't think you should spit. OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Hey, you got an Only. Hey.
I got an OnlyFans page. I got an OnlyFans page.
Exactly.
Yeah. So. We're gonna table that idea.
Okay. All right. I like that.
We're gonna sidebar that later on.
Have you thought though? Like I haven't even scratched the surface on this yet. There is so much lower I can go. I can really scrape the bottom of the barrel on this thing, and these people have no idea. Have you given that any consideration?
Well, I don't know. I can only control what I can control, right? So I don't know how many people actually listen to what I say. I'm going to ruin wrestling. So. They'll find out tonight on Monday Night Raw.
Why is that? Wrestling is given so much to all of us, yourself included. Why are you gonna ruin it?
I am so exhausted, and I have given everything to this, and it is instant gratification. Like this for me, that's love, man. When even though this is an employee of a company, we've spent over 2 decades together. That right there is love.
Did you hear what he said about you?
I don't have much of that beyond this, because as much as these people see what I show them, they don't know me, and they'll never know me, and they'll never know who I am. And man, it's just, you say they've given me so much. Dude, I've also given every effing thing I have.
Absolutely.
And now I'm at my sunset, and I don't have, none of these people know me, man.
Hell yeah. Amen.
We didn't do any of that stuff together. For real, you guys were there. That's great, but I'm the one falling down. And that's, I don't know, man.
Whoa.
Dude.
You can't.
Oh, beat his ass.
Greatest of all time.
That's
greatest of all time.
None of you are going to be able to see any wrestling because I'm going to ruin that son of a bitch.
Okay.
So whatever, man. And that's all I got to say about that. It's not a matter of how far can I stick the knife in him? No, I'm just going to shut it down. That's it.
I respect it.
Yeah.
John, I was very critical of you in the beginning of this whole thing.
Dude, you've been critical for me 20 years.
Somewhat, but I think because it was such a shock when all this went down, knowing you for as long as I have, and not knowing that this was going to happen. I mean, it affected me emotionally. It really did. But in retrospect, and I said it last night, you're the GOAT. In my mind, you're the greatest of all time. It doesn't matter how you're acting in the ring now, how you acted 20 years ago. And I said this on commentary. When you won your 17th world title last night and people were bitching and moaning about how you won it because Travis Scott got involved or whatever the garbage was, at the end of the day, Ric Flair was the dirtiest player in the game, and he won many championships in the same way that you did last night. So for people to be critical of the way you won your 17th title, I think they're being very hypocritical. You got it done. You've been at the top of this game for 20 years. You have the greatest run of anybody that I've ever been around, and I congratulate you for that. Now, I don't love a lot of the things you're saying about a lot of people, but I do respect everything that you've given me and you've given this business.
Man, I'm entitled to feel how I want to feel,
Exactly.
and it's not. There's 3 sides to every story. There's mine, there's yours, and there's the truth somewhere in the middle. Unlike all of these people, sometimes you get lost in the sauce. Everybody gets together in a group like this. You guys all get loud. You all get emotional. I'm a student of the game. And I said it Friday night on SmackDown, winners write history. And I don't get lost in the sauce. I focus on writing history, and that's why I'm where I'm at. You know, for a lot of years, when you get caught up into this, being a kid from a small town, coming from nothing, coming from farmland and imagination land, to get here is, I'm not supposed to be here. So you do get lost in all the enthusiasm and the energy, and then you kind of realize, like, oh man, this is coming to an end. What are the things selfishly that I want to do? Okay, I got a legitimate chance to write history. So I don't care what anyone else thinks about my choices at the current time. I'm going to do finally what I want to do for me.
And you know,
you're entitled to that, John.
And whether your perspective is irrelevant, it's my choice and it's my decision, and I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I know that that's not going to mesh well with everybody. But say what you want about my actions currently. Say what you want about my behavior in the past. You can't knock my hustle. You can't knock my loyalty to this company or brand. You can't knock the respect that I have for the people before me, and you can't knock the fact that I've every single day that I've stepped in the ring, I've been honest and vulnerable with the audience. And right now, I'm not meshing well with you guys, and I'm just being straight with you guys.
But I sort of under Pat.
Meshing well?
Pat, you'll get this.
So it's okay for a group of people to have a negative reaction towards me, and I'm supposed to say, oh no, you're entitled to do what you want. But if I'm not feeling well, if I'm having a bad day, if I'm for a second feeling grumpy and I don't want to deal with that BS, I can't do that. I can't tell you how I feel. That's not a functional relationship. That's not good. And that's what I mean. Like, this is not good. This is not good, is what I'm saying. Like,
one-way street, brother.
And if I got one more thing to do before I go out, it's teach these people what a functional relationship is, because they don't know.
That's very nice of you to do that. I think that's a good thing. Leaving the place better than when you left it.
That's all I'm trying to do, man.
Unless you ruin wrestling, which we can't have.
No, I'm just going to shut it down. That's all. Here's the thing. Ruining wrestling is, there's going to be a show. Everybody's replaceable. There's always another show. I'm going to make wrestling start over. That championship is coming home with me, and I will be the last undisputed WWE champion, period. Wow. So they're going to have to make a new title. They're going to have to start the clock over again. And whoever is that first champion, whether it's Cody Rhodes, whether it's Dirty Dom, whether it's Logan Paul, whether it's Braun Breaker, it doesn't matter. They'll be the first one. Bruno, Hogan, Austin, Rock, HBK, Taker, Game, every name you can imagine, CM Punk, that comes home with me. Because that's what I've earned, and that's what I want to do. I want to write history, and I'm going to put my stamp on the business by taking that piece of the business home with me. We all talk about this new era, and we talk about how the business is changing. Well, I'm taking the last piece of tradition in the business home with me, and you guys can figure out how to settle the dust when I'm gone. Period.
Jeez. Wow. All right, well, I'm excited to see how they rebuild.
Hey, yo, you're a headline guy. There it is. Boom. I'm not going to spoil TV for you, but there's your headline.
Thank you for not spoiling.
All right.
And thank you for giving us a little clarity on why you're doing what you're doing as well.
Now, I'm not ignorant. I'm not saying that, there's never going to be another show. Of course there is. You guys will be here next year without me. You'll be here the year after without me. I don't care. I'm cool. I'm cool in closing this chapter of my life. There's one piece I'm taking home with me, and that's so you guys can figure out how you want to do it from here on out, because you're not the same folks I came in with. Period.
Jeez. Wow. We've all grown because of you.
Yeah, and I'm not the same person I started 20 years ago either, man.
Well, after you carry a company for 20 years, obviously there's going to be a lot of difference.
I don't care what you're doing. If you're the same person you are 2 years ago, you're not doing it right. There should always be growth. There should always be development.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every moment.
Yeah.
With that being said, I thought you looked really good in the ring.
Absolutely, John.
So you're the one?
I thought you looked jacked.
I actually did too.
Moving well.
I thought you looked really jacked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought there was, you picked, I mean, there was a lot of strength. I mean, you looked prime John Cena.
Dude, you have run out of shit to talk about, huh? Now you're talking about my fitness?
No, because the last time is now is what everybody's saying. You just said my last WrestleMania. I'm going away with how good a shape you're in right now and how good you're going. You're telling me next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, somebody doesn't come up and say, John, you just won your second Oscar because Ricky Stenicki is so damn good. Peacemaker just won a Grammy or Emmy or whatever.
Here's an Emmy, boom.
Emmy for that entire thing.
Boom.
You got a Tony Award because you probably did some Broadway shit that you're going to be able to sing somehow, and none of us will understand why you're so good at it. And then they're going to say, oh yeah, there's a little dream match waiting at Mania. How do you know? Like, why are you so sure? Because in this business, especially the guys that are in your conversation, which are GOAT talk, it's like there's always a chance, isn't there? Isn't there always a chance?
So,
why are you so sure that this is it?
So this is one I'm going to address to the world, and the people behind me hopefully will understand whether they like me or they don't. Like I said, I always shoot straight, and I'm a man of integrity, and I'm a man of my word. And when I got in this business, and I started to have some success in this business, and I had to face almost being fired to come out clean on the other side. When I won my first title, I made a promise, and back then it was like mythical. We never think we're gonna reach the end when we're 20-something years old. I said, when I'm a step slower, I'm gone. If you watch my stuff from 2015 and you watch my stuff from today, I'm a step slower. So you know what? I'm gone because I made that promise to these people behind me. And whether they like it or not, I know wrestling retirements aren't real because there's always a payout involved. I've been in the business almost 25 years, and the business has been good to me. I've been smart with my money, and I will have a life without want, and I know how appreciative I am for that. I'd never once take that shit for granted. There is no amount of money, and there is not a check. And this is just a shot across the bow to any casino owner, to any territory owner, to any promotion owner. You can't write me a check to bring me back. In December, I am done because of the promise I made to them. Whether I like them or I don't, at least I go out keeping my word. And for them to understand that they may have some unpacking to do in their own personal lives, I get to sleep sound at night. I'm good. December, I'm gone.
All right. I respect that. Barry Sanders.
Integrity, that's right.
Barry Sanders, something. And that's why I was bringing up your shape, because you said you're a step slower. I thought you looked.
Yeah, but dude, you're high as shit out there all the time.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
But all the time, yeah. So it's always the same. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You got you warm up to the peak to come out of the curtain. You're like, man, this guy looks really fast. It's that scene in Tommy Boy where they pull him over. You know how fast you were going? 13 miles an hour. And you pulled over on the wrong side of the road.
Last night you laid down and you said, still got it. Yeah, I know you did. I know you looked awesome last night. Another guy from Massachusetts, Connor, has a question for you.
Yeah, John, it's an honor to be sitting up here with
Sweet
you.
Sweet mustache, man.
Hey,
it's
thank
good.
you very much. I appreciate it.
Mustache? I've never heard that.
You should think about maybe bringing one back, especially till
Dude,
December.
I can't grow facial hair. I haven't shaved in 10 years.
In this new era, you might be able to. They got stuff to use.
I mean, okay, all right, fair.
Just something to consider.
Can I get some of that at the top?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, that looked good, I thought.
Dude, it's coming in.
You did something different.
No, I did.
Yeah.
I did. It's coming in. It's coming in.
Yeah.
See, I listen to you idiots. I do.
Now, John, what's the secret? Because I could use a little bit of that.
You have to take the ones from the side and plant them in on the top.
Exactly.
You take the lawn over here and you put it on the dry spot. It just takes a while for it to come in. Yes.
It looked good. It has.
It's coming in, man. It's coming. Hopefully, in a couple months it looks better. Hopefully, in a couple months it looks better than that.
I thought it looked great last night.
Yeah, I'm going out with a huge, like a long hair.
Nicky.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what we're pulling.
Yeah, a little Stanicky maybe.
But I can't grow a mustache. I got nothing.
Well, again, we can figure that out.
I'll grow a little
Take
patch
hairs from
right
the
here.
side
That's it.
And
Yeah.
put them on right above the lip.
There's another headline for you. Hair transplant. There it is. Look at that.
Wow.
Boom.
I'm dropping them, dog.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Taking
And
it.
there's no shame in that, man. I got a problem. I try to fix it. That's what I'm doing.
Science has come to a
Hell
point
yeah.
We're like, hey, you know what? This has been a thing. Let us help you.
And I'm not going to tell you who did it because I'm still waiting for it to get better. Once it gets better and I got the long flowing locks, then I'll be like, yo, go to this guy. And if you're thinking about it, truly go to this guy. So I'm working on it. Work in progress. Work in progress. Like I care, but work in progress.
It looks unbelievable.
No, I just saw so many bald spot signs, you know, and that's the thing. When you get it, like, so you get the deal, right? And your hair falls out because the new ones have to grow, so the old one falls out. So, like, in January, February was like, I had it in November. That's when I came like half a skinhead up here. You guys, by the way, thank you for being so aware of my needs and emotions because you guys ripped me to shreds for a genetic problem that I can't control.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Hey, dude, you don't look good enough out there. Like, that's what I'm saying. This isn't cool. You guys aren't cool to me. Like, this isn't. Why do you think I did? I'm in the Rumble, you know, trying to win, and like, man, I was the bald spot. Like, yo, that's not fair. Yeah. I can't control that. It happens to 7 out of 10 dudes. Like,
hold on though. their hair shaming of you has made it what? Better, I think. You went and made some plays. Hair's growing in full.
I get it, yo. I get leaning into uncomfortable stuff is like, hey, maybe if you got a good friend and they tell you, like, maybe don't wear that out.
Bingo.
That's cool. One of you sons of bitches could have pulled me to the side. No, but in unison, you chant and you make me feel small and you embarrass me. Like, y'all don't know what that's like. That is straight up bullying. It
You're
is,
right.
and that's
You're right.
that's just not cool.
I don't like it.
That's not cool.
Hair look good, though, if it means anything.
Yeah, so thank you for bullying me into getting surgical hair replacement. Like, that's how far y'all push me. I just appreciate that. But, yo, it's coming in. Come on, fuzzies. Come on, fuzzies.
Yeah, it does look fantastic.
Tangents. Anyway, here we go.
You mentioned, taking kind
yo,
of
did you think this would go like this?
No, not at all.
All right, cool.
But it's going great. Aside from you, Cole. But you mentioned Dahn and Logan, kind of the new era. Who's going to take it over? Did you have any thoughts about the other, WrestleMania matches? Whatever they did.
That is not pertaining to me, so I can spoil the hell out of that. Dom Mysterio is born for this, period. And I got to work with him very early in his career, and I've had the chance to work with experienced talent, but I've also had the chance to work with a lot of new talent. And you can tell right away. There's always late arrivals. People can not get it and then figure it out. I'm a living example of that. But there's also those people like, God damn, I remember Randy Orton just making everything look so easy. Dom just makes everything effortless, and he doesn't crack under pressure. And any pool we've dropped him in, he has not only treaded water, he's swimming laps around everybody else. Dom Mysterio, we ain't even close to what that kid's capable of. He's incredible, and he's going to be incredible for the next 20 years or as long as he wants to be in this business. He will be, and I love his dad. Like, he's another one. As a close connection, I love that dude. He will be the most famous Mysterio in professional wrestling.
Wow. He already thinks that, I think, which is a part of the
That's
problem.
cool. I love the confidence, dog. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I remember a young man such as myself who created a fake PhD, a doctorate in thugonomics, just to let everybody know.
Bars. We need a new album.
What do you mean fake?
We do not.
We need a new album.
Actually, I got it from one of them online schools.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and Logan Paul's a stud. I texted him right away after his match. I'm like, dude, you are innovative, from his entrance to holding a drone to thinking like on another level of like, I'm gonna swing big and try something different. I thought that was dope. And then his performance, he's doing stuff that I couldn't do at peak physical condition. So regardless of if you like him or you hate him, he's doing athletic moves that are better or as good as any of the wrestlers out there, any of the trained wrestlers. And here's what I like most about Logan Paul. He doesn't give two shits if y'all like him or not. Yep. Mm-hmm. He does it as himself, and he's okay. He's like, yo, this dude is a stud. There's going to come a time when y'all wake up to Logan Paul. This dude, he got here late. That shouldn't be a penalty for him. He is a WWE superstar. He belongs in that ring with everybody else, and I know he's always going to be himself. But whether you boo him or not, you are going to pay to see that kid because he is unreal.
Perfect setup for him to be a WWE superstar. Amateur wrestler in high school and college, content creator, has been hated on the internet for a long time.
He's
callous. He's literally callous.
He is, man. And not only callous, like, he's been hated, but he's also been through the fire. Oh, man, you'll never work in this town again. He's had that phone call 10, 12 times. He doesn't care. There's a dude who never gives up. He will just keep getting up, man.
And content creators have to always be thinking of shit. Not everything's great, but you always have to be thinking. And you brought up that drone. He caught a drone. I didn't even know that was possible.
It looked like he was taking a selfie, and then he let it go. And I'm like, what's the camera on the string? And then he caught that
shit. The thing like it was a bird flying back to him like a parrot. I didn't know that was possible.
And then puts on a great match after that.
Yeah, and AJ Styles, obviously a great dancer.
No, you don't have to. AJ's one of the best. You don't have to go there.
How about him? He's jacked, right?
He is. I mean, I feel small around these guys. Randy and Batista switch bodies somehow.
Wow, Randy's legs.
Somehow, no, Randy's also like a foot taller.
Holy shit!
Weapon.
I talked to Randy's belly button. I don't know how he did it. He's a foot taller and 300 pounds heavier. I don't know what's going on.
Speaking of you and Randy, let's go back to that OVW class, right? It was you, Randy, Brock was in there.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin.
Batista. Shelton all at OVW in Louisville with Rip Ross.
Same time, yeah.
And do you think When did you
I got
know?
to shout out Danny Davis and Jim Cornette, too. Those are two guys who were, Rip Rogers as well, but those are three guys, that brain trust. They had their own method of doing business, but, man, they allowed us to respect the business, appreciate what we're trying to do, the foundation of storytelling, the foundation of physical fundamentals. We were the right group, but we had the right mentorship.
You all knew you were going to make it?
No.
None of you thought you were going to. Everybody was scared?
Everybody knew Brock was going to make it.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knew Randy would get a chance. But, like, you got to remember, sitting in OVW, you got The Rock on TV, Mankind on TV, Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, HBK. Like, even the low-level guys, even the opening match had storylines. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
There was no room for anybody. And then, like, the meltdown happened. You know, Austin left and Rock left, and they changed the name, and the XFL failed for the first time. So it was like, man, we need a new look. We need guys. And, dude,
ruthless.
We were ready.
Ruthless.
Well, in many ways, that's where we're at now. The company.
Yo, that's why there has never been a better time to be a WWE superstar than right now. Because, man, the pay is great. The way they treat the talent is incredible. This is not me talking to you about our relationship, but the way y'all show up for the new talent, for the NXT talent, for the LFG talent, like for WrestleMania, for Raw. You guys show up.
Yes.
I can deal with our relationship on television, but you guys show up for this, and because you're allowing these people to know, like, yo, this is a viable, awesome career choice.
Live dreams and live well.
And, yeah, man.
Thank you for paving the way, too. I know there's a lot of bumps on that body.
No.
Yeah, because first time I saw you,
if you're going to say that, you got to go the road before and the road before. We go back to Buddy Rogers and all the carnival wrestling and all that. Like,
okay.
I appreciate my little chunk. That's why I'm okay closing the chapter, but there's
20 years, yeah, I understand that. That was your little chunk, and there were those that came before you, but you came before me, so very much appreciative of everything.
Trying to finish
that
first,
you've done.
man. Just trying to finish first.
But I watched you at MetLife promoting a WrestleMania. It was Colts were playing, I think, the Jets, and you came out in the warm-ups, and you had to have just came. I think you were working the night before. We were watching, and you walked out there, and you were standing in the middle of the stadium, and you gave the most impassioned speech I've ever seen. They had you before warm-ups. There's probably like 15,000 people in the stands or whatever. Everybody knows you're a mask guy. You did this entire speech. You turn around, you walk off, and I go, Mr. Cena, thank you for that. He goes, hopefully we move some tickets. So you kept it moving. It's like you've been a consummate professional for the WWE. You showed up for the WWE every single night of your life for 2 decades, even at a 15,000-seat arena promotion before preseason or before warm-ups start, talking about the autographs that you've done, the Make-A-Wishes that you've done, the roads that you've traveled on your bus. It's like you're a dog, dude, for this business. An absolute dog. So whenever you talk about this next generation of talent and how good of a time it is in WWE, your fucking ass is one of the biggest reasons on why it is such a good time in the WWE. Congrats on your 17th title. I know you're not going to respond on anything for that, but you've earned all this shit. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, you guys talked about Dahn, Randy, Logan. I'm still pissed off. It seems like I'm the only guy up here that believes in Joe Hendry. But besides that,
no, you're not. No, I think so. Joe's awesome, and I got the chance to meet Joe at the Rumble face to face, and he had a small moment in the Rumble, and he's like, "Hey, you're good at this. How do I make this more?" And I gave him some advice. I'm like, "You don't. You go out there and you be yourself, and you make your moment your moment. When you try to make your moment more than is given, that's selfish, and you're a small piece of a greater show." And I thought he did excellent at the Rumble. And last night, I thought he was brilliant. What I got to do is if I don't know that kid, I got to know him. He got to do his stuff. He got to be in a WrestleMania match with Randy Orton.
Hell yeah.
And he got a fantastic moment in giving Randy his 20th WrestleMania. But we got an introduction on a large level to Joe Hendry. Just because I didn't bring his name up doesn't mean I'm sour on the kid.
No.
I think he's gonna be a major player. Because
I hope not.
He loves it. He loves it and he gets it right.
He hates it.
But speaking of
the cool thing is I like him. I don't. There's the chemistry.
Yes.
So he's got a great mind.
But speaking of fantastic moments, despite your relationship with these fans,
we're going to work on that.
You'll work on, I'm sure, the toxic relationship. But how did it feel when you won the 17th title? Like, how was that moment with you, your mind, your body, in that moment when you got up on the turnbuckles and you actually did it?
So we're going to reflect on all that stuff in December. And right now, I don't want to talk about anything that's going on through my mind because I don't want anyone to get a false representation of the things they're going to see on Raw, SmackDown, and premium live events.
Okay.
I will promise you, I promise all you guys, because I know you'll all be on the panel. You might not be there. As soon as that last match happens, I know you guys are doing a show the next day. If I can't be on that next show, I will be on as soon as I possibly can.
Hell yeah.
And then we can talk about all this. But until then, the reason these people show up is because they want the excitement, the unpredictability, and the uncertainty of WWE programming. And I'm just not gonna spoil that for me. I'm not gonna spoil that for them.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to you. We will see you tonight on Monday Night Raw, 8 p.m. Eastern on Netflix with a 17-time world champion. That's a big number, dude.
Huge.
John Cena.
I thank you.
The GOAT. The GOAT. Cena's the GOAT.
Thank you.
Cena's the GOAT. Cena's the GOAT.
Go. Hell yeah.
Always training. Always training.
That's right. Cena's the GOAT.
AJ Hawk just tried to alpha John Cena.
I did not. You
Just, yeah, you probably just come over here.
Slide him over.
I'm learning, Connor. I'm learning.
You're doing a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yes.
Hey, I like this version of John Cena.
What was it? What is this version of John Cena?
Feels real. Feels like the guy is very comfortable. It feels real, and obviously he dominated last night.
What do you think he's going to say tonight on Monday Night Raw?
I've been hearing a lot of like teasers that something big is happening tonight.
Yeah, he's got to be saying something massive tonight, right? I'm not giving anything away. I got to address some stuff tonight on Monday Night Raw. Paul Heyman will be joining us in about 20 minutes or so. Is he going to be on Monday Night Raw tonight? The Raw after Mania is always absolutely bananas. Michael Cole, what are you expecting for this evening?
Raw after Mania. I mean, anything. It's going to be an incredible night. I want to hear if Seth Rollins is going to explain why he did what he did. I want to hear what Cena has to say. Dominic's going to be there. He's the brand new Intercontinental Champion. What's Gunther and Jey Uso's reactions going to be to the World Heavyweight Championship? You know, I did want to say one thing about John, and, you know, Pat, you and I have talked a lot over the last couple of weeks about the change in John and his character. I sort of, after he explained today, I can sort of sympathize with that a little bit because I've gone through a lot of that in my career, and just the evolution and getting to the point where you only got a few more years left, and it's like, you know what, I just want to be myself now. I don't give a damn about being a puppet anymore or doing that stuff. I want to be who I am, and hopefully the next couple of years we can do that.
Yeah, but you haven't been blaming the fans for it.
No, not
I
at
think
all.
that's the thing. John Cena said, like, I've been taking a deep dive in all this, and it's you, the fans, that have been making me feel the way I felt over the last 20 years. But I think some of the fans, Ty, yourself included, alongside D-Bone, have taken a long look in the mirror and said, yeah, maybe it is our fault. Hasn't that kind of been the case?
Without a doubt. I mean, you just look back, and this guy's given me so much. What have I given him? You know? What have I given him? Nothing. I mean, I Bone was a little bit more because when Cena first started kind of going at the fans, you know, Bone crying in the office, you know, just like a big ball of just nerves. And, you know, last night even, Bone was kind of, you could see, he was kind of trapped in his emotions. He didn't know whether he was supposed to be excited for Cena, if he should really kind of look into himself and say, what have I done for this guy? I haven't done anything.
Travis Scott came out. I saw him last night.
People loved it.
That was cool.
People loved it. You guys loved it, right?
He springboarded over top of that rope with ease.
That was
Go
it.
bounce.
Now, he got crossroaded pretty quickly there by Cody Rhodes.
I was worried about it.
A little bit of receipt. I will say, I got a fresh new pair of.
Boom. Oh.
Okay.
Look at the bottom of
How
those.
about it?
What are those?
Sheck West, Chase B, huh? You know the guy that created Mo Bamba?
Yeah.
The
Banger.
Jack Boys, if you will. They were in the house last night.
Oh.
They said, hey, Pat, we brought these for you, actually. I got handed these after.
That's awesome.
As I'm on the way out. Hey, man, these are for you. We brought these for you. I was like, excuse me? They're like, you're size 12, right? I said, yeah. They go, This is for you. Hand them to me. I got brand new shoes from Travis Scott's team.
Pretty cool.
Then I had to think to myself, I said, what? Travis Scott's giving me shoes. Papa Tui got sent to the office the other day.
Yeah.
Terramana got sent to the office the other day.
Delicious.
John Cena just came on the show. It's like, what's
About that time.
what's going on here? What is the deal? Are we being recruited right now? I'll tell you, that hardcore title was earned last night by Travis Scott. He took a crossroads that I didn't think he was going to be able to get back up from. He did. He celebrated with Cena, and I believe he was calling Cody Rhodes a bitch the whole time. Is that what you were hearing, Michael?
Yeah, of course. That's what he was calling Cody Rhodes the entire time. I just like his swagger when he walked out to the ring.
It's the middle of a match. A match is happening right now.
Pretty big match.
You know, you hear a lot of people.
Pretty big match.
You hear a lot of people complain about Travis being involved in this whole thing. He's one of the biggest stars on the planet, and he was involved in WrestleMania. There you go. That's all you need to know.
And Fiend was the official theme of WrestleMania. Heard that a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we heard it enough, actually. I won't be able to get that out of my head for probably the next year.
Fiend, 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 Fiend.
I'm sure we'll get it tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
It's catchy, though, isn't it?
It is. It's very catchy.
Because as you get into it, it's hard to...
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
it's kind of
thing.
Big news happened in the sports world. The Philadelphia Eagles had to figure out their center after Jason Kelce retired to go do the New Heights podcast and live a life of celebrity. They have extended their center, Cam Jurgens. Wins the Super Bowl, has to replace Jason Kelce, has done a fantastic job. 4 years, $68 million, 39.4 guaranteed. That ties him to the Philadelphia Eagles through 2029. Big business happening before draft night for the Philadelphia Eagles. They've paid Saquon, they paid Cam, they've paid Jalen Hurts, they've paid Devontae Smith. And what's going on with A.J. Brown? What was there was some stuff. There was some chitter chatter about A.J. Brown, wide receiver of the Eagles.
Yeah, they're tying him to New England. They're saying, hey, if Abdul Carter falls to 4, don't be surprised if the Eagles try and partner a little deal with A.J. Brown, maybe another pick to move up to 4, take Abdul Carter, because the whole New England with Mike Vrabel and A.J. Brown, their relationship from Tennessee, it goes all the way back. Obviously, New England needs a wide receiver. I don't see that happening. Nick Sirianni, what did he? He wore A.J. Brown's high school jersey the day after they won the Super Bowl. Wasn't that his move when he was doing the press conference? So probably not. But it sure sounds like Abdul Carter wants to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
We're in smokescreen season, AJ Hawk. Everybody's lying to everybody right now.
Yeah, why would A.J. Brown want to leave the Eagles, though? You think he wants to be traded?
I mean, there was a lot of chatter last season that Nick Sirianni had to keep the train.
Yeah,
on
but
the
you win
track.
the Super Bowl, doesn't that?
You think
everything goes under the rug?
They just signed Saquon Barkley, though. They just recommitted to, hey, we are going to be a run-first team. And if A.J. Brown's cool with that, cool. And if A.J. Brown's not cool with that, you can see how maybe...
he could probably get about 18 targets a game with New England, couldn't he?
Ruffling some feathers if he wanted to.
But I mean, you don't want to leave a great situation. We know wide receivers want touches, always drama around big-time wide receivers. He is one of the best one-on-one wide receivers when it's out there, but this is a team built, for wide receivers to make a sacrifice. They're built off the run game to get the most explosive plays up there. You see the investment on the offensive line. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, but I'm with you. I don't think it's no chance they get rid of AJ right now.
In other big NFL news from the weekend, the Washington Commanders, under the new ownership, Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and team, have negotiated a deal with Washington, D.C. for a new stadium back in the District of Columbia. Congratulations! $3 billion going back to RFK campus in time for a 2030 kickoff. That feels like forever, and obviously I assume it's very easy to get things done in Washington, D.C.
Not a doubt.
I assume there's not a lot of red tape or things like that in the District of Columbia. I assume this will be a fantastic stadium because their current one is absolute shite. There's a lot of those around the NFL right now. Happy to see teams getting it fixed, though, Michael Cole.
Yes, indeed. And, we were in a great facility for WrestleMania this weekend. That
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely incredible.
The newer things you can tell, like Fontainebleau, okay, the hotel that we are staying at here and have stayed at here. It was built or opened in 2023, 2 years old, brand new.
Yeah.
like everything in Vegas, no offense, has been built for so long. Like it's been around. Everything's so big too. So to renovate or remodel, it would cost so much money and everybody would have to shut down. So you're kind of like at the mercy of whatever the time period was whenever you built your hotel. The Fontainebleau just launched in 2023. State-of-the-art everything.
So nice.
That was the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in.
Every time you build a new one out here, if you've been coming to Vegas, like whether it's Aria or Cosmo, they always kind of got to do one up. Just like these stadiums. Like we talked about how incredible that stadium is. It wasn't a bad spot. Wherever we went, on the underbellies of the stadium, it was incredible. Seeing it when I landed at night, just driving by, it just looks like some shit from the future. Just unbelievable.
Las Vegas is a great city, man.
It is.
Great.
Host anything.
What's that?
To host anything.
Yes, for real. Because you guys were walking across a bridge to get over here, I guess. Is that accurate? I guess there were some shots last night of people leaving, walking across a bridge back into the strip area. Everybody's joyful, having a good time. WrestleMania. How you doing? Keep it moving.
Well, not everybody's joyful. Did you see that guy on the escalator?
What
She
happened?
was trying to work his way up an escalator going down.
Yeah, he had to tap out.
Tough.
I'll tell you what, the others working around him in completing the task of getting to the top, and him just having to realize he was not built for that escalator.
No, right there.
Anytime you're trying to go up the down escalator, you're signing up for a little bit of a trek here. You're going to have to do at least 8 times the amount of steps to get up to the top. And if he was built the way he was built, and I don't like to judge people, but normally those who are pretty active are not built that way.
Correct.
I like the blind confidence
Me too.
that he was going to be able to do that. Because that thing was rolling pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he gets about 3 steps away.
Start tossing the shit.
Yeah, he just tossed everything he had up to the top.
Losing weight, taking the shirt off. And he just starts coming back, and people are swim moving him on the way up. That had to be a tough experience.
Well, and we're not talking like your standard mall escalator. No. There's like 3-story. Yeah, so like
the top of this building.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the one in the hotel is at least 3 stories. So like you got to know when you're going up.
So many celebs.
Yeah.
So many celebs. Feels like we announced everybody. Legit.
It was like every segment that we were showing more and more celebs.
We were getting cards just thrown at it with people with handwriting. Hey, this is Donna Rogobudi.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I love that guy. Jameer Gibbs.
I felt so. Shout out Jameer Gibbs.
Hey, we drank beer with Kittle in the crowd.
Yeah, George Kittle gave us a beer in the middle of the show last night. I mean, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild out there.
It was
awesome.
Little Yachty hanging around there. Quavo was like, "Pack, I have beer." Yep, no problem, Quavo. Can I give you one of Steve Austin's beers here?
Rick Rubin, who's one of my all-time favorites, was there on Saturday.
Rick Rubin, front row. I think because of the way the seats were kind of set up, he was getting. I mean, it was.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, Herbie.
Herbie was locked in for 3.5 hours straight. I'm looking over at Herbie at one point, and his face is just like. When Joe Hendry, Randy Orton was happening.
Yeah.
His mind's blown.
Kirk had no idea how one of these things is not like the other.
Correct.
Yeah, he was.
So Kirk was like, how? Kirk looked over at me a couple times. He was like, how? We like the guy with the quads, right? Randy's got the biggest quads I've ever seen.
He is massive.
Quadzilla.
Yeah.
And then his upper body's absolutely stacked. Joe Hendry walked out there with his TNA title and said, I'll be the one if it has to be someone. All right, hour 2 will be on the other side. We got Paul Heyman joining us, the wise man, turncoat, mastermind. We shall see. I think when today's show is done and done, everybody will say, that was a hell of a week from Las Vegas. Yep. Get us back to the Thunderdome and then to the draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Boom.
What a week you have.
Big announcement. Coach Mike McCarthy, formerly of the Green Bay Packers, will be joining us Thursday night in Green Bay for our draft spectacular.
Yeah.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life.
No problem being a bad guy.
Cody Rhodes wanted to do it fair and square. John Cena didn't give a damn.
Chad Patton is back.
You cannot be a perfect
Cena
ambassador.
now, covered by Cena, covered by Cena. Patton's in the ring. John Cena has set the record. John Cena is a 17-time world champion.
Here is your winner, and new undisputed WWE champion, John Cena.
You may not like it. In fact, you probably hate it. But at the end of the day, like it or not, John Cena is the GOAT. There is no longer a debate. With a 17th world title, John Cena is the greatest of all time.
Cena is the biggest piece of garbage I have ever witnessed in this industry.
Wade, I agree with you.
Screw you, John.
But Ric Flair didn't win 16 world titles being a nice guy. He was the dirtiest player in the game. John Cena did the same thing tonight, and he set the record at WrestleMania.
Travis Scott came out to assist. Sheck West and Chase P are here. He used the title off of Cody's head, and here we are, celebrating the greatest of all time when it was all said and done.
It is going to be an interesting Pat McAfee show tomorrow morning when John Cena appears at 12:15 Eastern to talk about what was an incredible main event up to the point when Travis Scott arrived.
Travis Scott saved John Cena, then he went to smack Cody yet again and found himself on the...
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to WWE World. Here, wrapping up WrestleMania in Las Vegas. Hour 2 of this Monday begins now.
Mania!
Has been awesome. There has been shows literally since the moment we got here, all the way through late last night and today, all capping with Raw after Mania tonight from T-Mobile Arena. Right?
T-Mobile. Yep.
T-Mobile Arena.
That's where we're going after this.
That'll be on Netflix at 8 p.m. Eastern, and John Cena has some explaining to do. Dirty Dom is probably going to be celebrating in our faces. And what will Paul Heyman be doing tonight on Monday Night Raw? We'll find out as he joins us in about 14 minutes or so. Who's us, you might ask? Well, it's some members of the WWE Universe. It's also the Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. It's 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler. It's one half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tone, and it's WWE GOAT, the voice of the WWE, just got done with his 28th WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cole. Cole, big storyline coming out of WrestleMania in your eyes. Going in your projections and thoughts, coming out your projections and thoughts.
I mean, obviously the massive story is the fact that John Cena won his 17th World Championship to set a record. John was here moments ago. He said he's going to tell the world what the next step is and how he is going to, what was the term he used? End professional wrestling as we know it. ruin it?
Ruin professional wrestling and make everybody put a reset button is basically what he said, D-button. Isn't that right?
It was. I don't blame him. I mean, I am interested to see what is the next chapter, how he ends it tonight, or in his mind, how it actually comes to life. I'm interested. Raw after Mania is always elite.
And you mentioned Paul Heyman here in a matter of moments. I'm sure he'll be on Monday Night Raw tonight. We need to know why Seth Rollins sold out, for lack of a better term, to the wise man.
Yeah, I agree. And Con Man, this is now multiple WrestleManias for you.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the crowd in Allegiant Stadium?
I thought the crowd was great. I think it's different for a Mania like this because last year Mania, Take, the Cena surprise, Solo, they had all that run at the end. Whereas this year it felt more like a movie at the end with the entire Heyman thing, with Seth Rollins, with Roman, with CM Punk. Like it was, I believe you said cinema earlier.
Yeah,
I think cinema is a good way to describe it because like last year it had the loud, the big moments that everybody wants to have, and it wasn't quite like the Stone Cold when he came out with KO, but it was those type of loud pops, surprises last year. Where this year it was like, wow, look at what they're doing with the entire storyline. Like I for one did not see that coming
at all.
I remember where me and D-Butt were sitting. D-Butt actually said, "Oh my God, Heyman's grabbing a chair." And so when that entire thing happened, like it was kind of like a shocking what is going to go on. So it was incredible, and I thought the fans were just as good.
I think there was a lot of title changes. Jey Uso obviously getting a massive win to kick the entire weekend off. The Yeet was spectacular. His press conference afterwards was also electrifying, Ty, don't you think?
Without a doubt. I mean, the crazy thing, and you guys especially, you guys have been on TV for 36 of the last 48 hours, just going nonstop. I love Vegas. I mean, it feels like it was a year ago. It was 2 nights ago. Like it.
Yep.
I tell you what, this city is awesome. It can do some crazy things to you, but I think overall, like the venue last night, it's hard just not to get intoxicated with everything.
AP Tone, I saw you having some booze and enjoying yourself. I saw you slap hands with Randy Orton, almost cum your pants immediately.
Yeah, I had my WrestleMania. It would be funny if that was a joke. It actually happened. I had my WrestleMania moment, with the Viper last night. He was walking off, got the high five, got the fist pound from him. He's been a legend for so long, and when you talk about a WWE superstar, that's him. Like that's the mold that I love in my WWE superstar. Someone who just looks like an absolute monster, and that was really cool last night.
Yeah, it was a fantastic thing, and whenever you talk about new tag team champs on there, Lyra Valkyria is now a double champion, which is a wonderful thing for her. So quickly into her career has she become absolutely dominant in the WWE. The big question, though, is why in the hell did Seth Rollins team up with the Wise Man?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well here, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. I'm done.
Don't break my heart again. Don't break my heart again, Paul.
Don't do it, Paul.
Wise man.
Don't break my heart again, Paul.
Please.
So this gentleman right here, I call you a gentleman and you laugh, okay? So this jerk off right here says to me, how could I do it? I did it just to piss you personally off. Nobody else in the WWE universe, just you. I did it all just for you personally. Now, what the are you going to do about it? Wow. And the answer is the same thing that Roman Reigns and CM Punk are going to do about it. Not a goddamn thing.
Jeez. It was Easter yesterday.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right.
So please be unlike your daughter and keep your mouth shut.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
Sorry, sir.
Wise man. Wow. Yeah, we apologize.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Would you like this or would you like the, it's up to you. Oh, back at commentary. Paul E. Dangerously is about to break down the action. Let me tell you, Paul, I watched your work at the roast of WrestleMania last night. I think you caught a couple bodies out there last night. That was quite a moment. I was lucky to be there, I will say. I was lucky to be there. But it feels like there is this edge to you right now, more so than ever before. Was this the plan whenever you joined Seth Rollins? Get a little bit more edgy, let people know they suck more? How are you feeling on this particular Overreaction Monday?
With my hands.
All right, okay. How are you feeling mentally and emotionally on this particular Overreaction Monday, Mania Monday?
Lose your best friend lately?
No.
Lose the ability to worship your own tribal chief lately?
No, I could still do this one right
Yeah.
Always. No problem.
Wish I could too, but that was taken away from me, wasn't it? My Savior did not resurrect himself on Easter Sunday yesterday. He couldn't because he was put down on Saturday. And there was no resurrection. There was no benediction. There was no absolution in the life of the tribal chief Roman Reigns. And there couldn't be. Let's be clear about this. I didn't betray Roman Reigns.
What?
Did I put my hands on Roman Reigns on Monday night and shove him down to the canvas in front of millions of people watching at home? I didn't touch Roman Reigns. What did I do? I got shoved down to the canvas. I got emasculated in front of the entire WWE universe by my tribal chief Roman Reigns. I pleaded with him. My best friend did a favor, saved Roman Reigns' family.
Best friend.
CM Punk.
I agree with you. CM Punk, not much of a best friend. Look at the position that he put me in. What a compromising position CM Punk put me in against my own tribal chief. You know what that'd be like? That'd be like, Pat, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you do. Pat, check out this hot broad from Vegas. She's all yours. You go, oh man, I got my wife and my kid with me. Let's not even explore that possibility. Really, Pat? Why? Here's a possibility for you. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah. And do it right.
That is a tough predicament.
And do it right in front of your wife.
Yeah, that'd be no fun. My house would burn down. That's what you're saying. Got it. Got it. Okay, so CM Punk put you in a bad spot with the tribal chief because you owed him a favor, so you're mad at him.
So what kind of best friend was CM Punk?
That was bad. But who?
A lousy best friend.
So
a fake best friend.
So does...
That's right. That's right.
A shitty best
friend.
Friend.
Here's Michael Cole going, Sunday sins. Like the criticism belongs to me. Criticism belongs to CM Punk.
Paul, your entire life and career, you have gone to people that pay you the money, that give you the spotlight, so you can leech off them.
Whoa.
So
that's bullshit, Cole.
So I want to know.
That's bullshit.
I want to know how much Seth Rollins paid you to pull off this thing that happened on Saturday night.
You are a businessman.
About $1 less than Vince McMahon used to pay you to be JR's lackey.
Oh. Got him! Wise man.
I'm sorry, were you going to the lowest bidder back then? Never saw you jump to WCW.
Never.
I don't see you going to Jacksonville anytime soon.
Nope.
Oh, so you're staying with the highest bidder, right?
No, because
so you're just like the hooker on Mustang.
I'm loyal to people, unlike someone else that is sitting next to me. And did you forget that you were the one that put your entire career and reputation on the line by turning Taz and I into the #1 commentary team in WWE? That was because of you. Had nothing to do with Jim Ross or anybody else. You believed in us. You backed us.
You're welcome.
So there you go.
And now how's he treat you? Now he's telling you
the
same
way
piece of
CM
shit.
Punk treated me. Treats me like crap. And then accuses me of being disloyal. I was loyal to CM Punk. I brought him back after the Hell in the Cell. I gave him a spotlight. I gave him a chance to redeem himself with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. And he puts me in this impossible, emotional, compromising position that was an absolute no-win. And not only was it a no-win, it was a must-lose with my Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. And that's my best friend? He's as appreciative as you are.
How could you take that moment away from Punk? You guys had built this for 20 years.
I didn't.
Event
Wait, no, wait a minute. You can't back that up. What was his dream?
To main event WrestleMania.
What did he do?
He main evented WrestleMania.
With Living Color playing him. Did I ruin his day? Did I sit there all day fetching, going, I wish I could be in the corner of I wish I could hold you the fall. I never did that. What'd I do? I pumped him up. I primed him. I hugged him. I gave the man love and affirmation. I gave him the support he needed to main event WrestleMania.
You rubbed him in the back.
That was my promise.
You rubbed him in his back to soften it up.
That was my promise. My promise was to be in his corner for WrestleMania. I honored my promise. I honored my commitment. How am I disloyal to CM Punk? Nobody is making the case against me.
I am.
How?
Yeah, hit him right in the balls.
Damn right I did.
And you did the same thing to the guy who was gave you everything for 5 years.
All right, forget about this. Okay, so Roman Reigns threw your face to the canvas on Monday. You said, that's not my tribe. I'm sorry, I'm bringing up bad memories there. It looks like you're getting a little bit emotional there. I know it's a
tough situation.
Tough shove, too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was vicious.
He threw your face. I didn't like it either. I didn't like the still photos. Everybody had the still photos. His hand on your face. I didn't like it. So you think that he disrespected you on that particular day. Was Seth freaking Rollins the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins? Is he the one that's coming up to you and telling you about all these things? Like, you think CM Punk's a good person? Put his arm around you, trying to smooch you whenever he knew Roman was coming to town? You think Roman cares about you at all? Was it Seth kind of pushing and needling you? Or was it you going to Seth saying, please, Mr. Visionary, you are the future of the business that I would like to work alongside. If you could just give me a peek behind the curtain in that relationship, I think I would be very thankful. And I'm sorry it's an emotional one day. So a lot has happened. You're a Hall of Famer, married to the game.
Congratulations.
Well earned.
Sometimes the truth is so right in front of you that you do these Kennedy assassination conspiracy theories to try to figure out what's really going on. And this is a straight line. And it doesn't take me to point it out to Seth Rollins, and it doesn't take Seth Rollins to point it out to me. We just happen to be two like-minded, like-interested people walking into the main event of WrestleMania and understanding that we both suffered the same fate at the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. That Roman Reigns uses everyone in his sight, squeezes the juice out of the fruit till it's not useful anymore, and then discards them, like he did to me. And that CM Punk, CM Punk does as much good to my reputation as Shannon Sharp does to ESPN.
Oh no, jeez. Oh boy. All right, see, all right. We don't need that. A lot going on.
Don't ooh me. I'm not the one getting sued.
Whoa, okay, all right. Whoa. We move along. We get it.
Wise man.
We get what you're saying.
Okay.
We get it, okay.
So how long has this whole thing been in play, you and Seth? together?
You're looking for a conspiracy theory.
Well, I'm just asking a simple question. When did you guys decide to join forces?
Yeah, when did you guys start smooching?
When I handed him the chair.
Oh, no words need to be said. We're all speaking the same language. We're on the same wavelength right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Ty has a question for you, Wise Man.
Yeah, Wise Man, I'm just curious. I mean, I'm not used to seeing you like this. It's actually kind of messing me up a little bit. But, I mean, how do we get the marionette strings back? How do you, I mean, what's the plan of attack here? I can't. I'm looking at you, and it hurts my heart because I don't want to see you like this.
Well, the plan of attack is what happened at WrestleMania. I made sure of one thing. I lived up to every promise. I never betrayed my tribal chief. I took CM Punk to the ring, and I was in his corner for the main event of WrestleMania.
Hit him in the balls.
But here's
Three
what
times he did one of these. Bing, bang, it a 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 bang.
Remember? Ring the bell.
Boom! Potta, 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 potta.
You know, it's funny. I find it very interesting how at Mania they say the winner of the match is Seth Rollins, and he was, by the way.
Yes.
I find it even more satisfying in my dreams that there's someone who is now inside the head of Roman Reigns and inside the head of CM Punk, and all they hear is not the winner is Seth Rollins. They hear the losers of the match, Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And I'll even do it in that order and give Roman Reigns top billing because I know that pisses off CM Punk even more.
All right, so what should we expect out of you and Seth? What do you think? Is this going to be something like we've seen with you in the past with guys, or is this just a happen one night, we all have the same views, same vision, same dreams?
You tune in tonight to Monday Night Raw, and I will lay this out for you in such simplistic terms that even Roman Reigns and CM Punk will understand it.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Connor has a question for you, Mr. Heyman.
Yeah, Wiseman, you're saying a lot here. Are you worried about the possible repercussions? You know, because Seth, he is a father, and now that the man is back, his duties might, take him elsewhere at times, and you could be left alone here. And so you're calling out Roman Reigns, you're calling out CM Punk. They live and breathe this shit. Are you worried that you might have to watch your back now, especially with some of the physical violence you've kind of taken over the last year?
Are you offering to be my backup?
I think you're going to need more than me, brother. I would love to be your backup.
I would concur with that assessment.
Exactly. You're going to need some more beef.
And so I shall go shopping.
Oh.
Okay. Yes.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Anybody in mind?
Yes.
And who would that be?
There's a lot of beef.
There's a lot of beef.
There's a certain viper out there.
Wagyu.
Can you give us any hint?
I know Wiseman ain't believing. I know that.
That's a little
Michael
unsettling.
Cole, you got any more brain busters for Paul Heyman, pal?
I was hoping for, trying to do my job as a journalist, trying to get some answers.
Tone has a question for you, Wise Man.
Yeah, Sir Heyman. I know and you know, and this jerk off over here doesn't know, as we found out. You did this out of the your heart. Your heart was in the right place and all this. You did nothing wrong to Roman Reigns. You did nothing wrong to CM Punk. I know that. You know that. They should know that, and like you said tonight, they will find that out. Why do you think, everyone... That guy fucking sucks. Why do you think you're so misunderstood,
Hold on a
Mr.
minute.
Heyman?
Who's the smart ass? You? The one that's going to get deported?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, amigo.
Mats are hot.
I may suck, but it's your mother that taught me how. Bitch of an audience today. I cannot wait till you're back in Indianapolis.
Amen, Wiseman. Amen.
You should have heard him last night at the roast. I didn't know what I was signing up for at that roast, okay?
And apparently, neither did Fluffy. You'd think of all the. You think the Miz would get pissed at me? No, Miz laughing his ass off. You think Braun Strowman? Literally, Braun Strowman goes up there crying that he's not on WrestleMania, and I tell him straight to his face, he's not on WrestleMania because he sucks. And did he get mad at me? Nope, he's rolling with the punches. You'd think Tony Hinchcliffe would get mad at me because I totally upstaged him on his own show and proved that it should be the Paul Heyman roast of WrestleMania, not the Tony Hinchcliffe roast of WrestleMania. Think he'd get mad at me? No. Who gets mad at me? A professional roaster. A guy that makes his living telling jokes on panels, a guy that makes a living doing roasts is the one guy that gets mad at me and wants to fight me on stage.
He was sitting directly next to me. I mean, it was quite a scene.
And not only is he the one guy that wanted to fight me on the stage, he's the one guy whose ass I guarantee you I could kick.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't know you were sizing up a potential fight out there.
Well, when Fluffy walks in the room, how do you do anything but size his fat ass
All
up?
right. Let's get back to, thank you for handling that situation for Tone earlier.
Yeah.
Buddy, we hope you stay, by the way. Tone has the rest of his question for you.
No, I just wonder, why do you think you're so misunderstood? Because I'm sitting down here, I understand everything you're saying. I know you didn't do anything wrong. Why these marks think you did so many things wrong?
You've been in the business since you're 14. You should know. Why do you think these people are so against what you did?
You see, it goes back to who created the island of relevancy. I really don't give a damn about their irrelevant opinions. Do you care about the opinions of people who are irrelevant? You don't care about the opinions of most people who are very relevant in your life. You don't care about the opinions of the people who pay you. Okay. They sit there and they go, hey, Mr. McAfee, don't talk about Shannon Sharp on the air today. Okay. And you go, I talk about anything I want. I'm Pat McAfee. Right. Watch me swing my schlong all over the place. They go, McAfee, don't talk about your podcast on the air. What do you do? I'm King Schlong. Okay. Watch me, Pat McAfee. Right?
This is on you. This is about you, not me. Accurate stuff,
right?
Accurate stuff, but
I mean, come on. Hey, last night when the roast was over and you and I were out back and you're going, wise man. By the way, it's puff, puff, pass, not puff, 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 chase down the gummy, puff, 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 pass, right? And you go, wise man. You know Stephen A. Smith really sucks, right? Right? And I go, I love Stephen A. The man calls me the GOAT. The man, Stephen A. Smith, is on the air saying, if there's one person in the universe that I, Stephen A. Smith, at $70 billion a year want to be, it's the wise man Paul Heyman. And you sit there and you go, these ESPN bastards give me the same money as him or they can.
No, that's not true. None of that's true. With that being said, there was a lot of weed being smoked last night.
Love that.
And I had a great time. With that being, Stephen A., I'm a big fan. You know that. Go get all the money you can get. All the money you can get. But I think you were more prepared for that roast than anybody else. And Miz goes up, Tony goes up first. Does his thing. Good, by the way. A good reaction. Went well, sits down. Miz goes second. Miz has been preparing for a long time. I don't know. Miz had 100 jokes.
He started doing stand-up, right?
He literally was trying his best, started rolling through it. Did not go great. It did go good. I'm sorry, Miz. There was a couple moments where I go up immediately after, did not know what I signed up for. I'm just going to go sit down there. Fluffy goes. Braun Strowman comes out, takes his shirt off, goes bananas. I mean, the whole thing. Jeff Dye comes out. Jeff Dye, I believe, does this on a regular basis. Then Paul Heyman comes out. And there's just a different, the cadence of how everything was going was one way, and I'm kind of bopping through the clouds as this is going like, oh, okay, funny. All right, I'm dead tired. This is good. You came out there, and I mean, you took out just a full-on.
That Rollins flamethrower.
Yeah, there was. It was a Rollins flamethrower through the whole thing. You need to do that more often, I think, personally. I think they should be hiring you to do that. I think you and Tony should potentially team up out there. You don't do a lot outside the wrestling world. This has just been your life, strictly, full-time. All the shows you're not on air, I don't want to give away too much here, you're there, okay? This has been your entire being. Why has there never been a trip outside of the business? Will there ever be a trip outside the business? And is this this is what, forever, obviously. This is the pace you're going to be able to keep going, you think?
This industry keeps me very vibrant, and I love every moment of it, and I cherish every moment of it. This industry pays me very well. So doing projects on the outside, most of these projects can't afford me. Am I interested in some things? There are things that I'm interested in doing, yes.
Like last night was something you thought you'd be great at and said, you know what, I'm going to give this a go, because you did.
Yeah, they threw it my way, and I was like, okay. I didn't, I asked a couple times, hey, who's on the panel? I was not going to skewer the WWE guys. I mean, I kind of did, and The Miz and his wife, and but that was a lot of that was with a wink and a smile. But I wanted, what it's like. It's like, and I'll say this about you. Here you were an outsider that came into our world, and you could do it as good, if not better, than the guys on top. From day one, you came in, we knew it. Logan Paul came into WWE. He's an outsider. Now, usually back in the days, Michael Cole can tell you about this. Back in the days when an outsider, like even a top football player would come in and go, hey, I want to be a wrestler. First thing they do is they take him down to the mat, they break his leg, they snap his ankle, they tear the tendon off the bone. The first thing we do is hurt you in this business. The very first thing that was always done. And then it's, if you really want this, you come back, then we'll teach it to you. So it was a very tough business for outsiders to break into, and it's very intimidating to break into this, because as you can testify, just learning the rhythm of hitting the ropes or taking a turnbuckle, that's not easy. And outsiders will look at it and go, oh, he just run towards the rope. Really? Take an outsider, put them in the ring, say hit the ropes or take a turnbuckle. And they will realize very fast how complicated this industry truly is to do, to present, and to perform. You came in, you showed even top guys you could do it. And there was a lot of resentment against you at first for that, because you could do it better than the very top guys instantly, instead of guys who trained for 5 years. So could Logan Paul. So they came to me and they said, would you do the roast to WrestleMania? And I said, you know what? I'm going to go on their stage, I'm going to steal their show, I'm going to do their shtick, and I'm going to do it a lot better than they can ever do. Now, if they asked me to enter a juggling contest with Penn and Teller or something, I wouldn't do it, because I can't juggle better than Penn and Teller. If they asked me to do a tap dance contest, I wish I could tap dance, but I can't, so I wouldn't do it. But on this, with a microphone in my hand, against anybody, let's fucking go.
I did not know you were going to be a part of it. Okay, I did not have enough information. I realized that quickly when I got there. Okay, I was like, I am ill prepared for whatever is about to take place. 10 o'clock local too, very, very late night. When I heard you were there, you should have seen the excitement. It was like I was a 12-year-old. I was in bed basically. And then all of a sudden I hear Paul Heyman's going to be here. I'm like, fucking yes. Had to make the rounds. Everybody had like a crew with them. Did you see everybody's crew?
Yes.
Everybody had a massive crew with them. So it was like nice to like, hey, good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Is there catering here? I am starving. No, there's a couple, there's drinks over here.
Well, there's a difference between hunger and munchies.
Yeah. I'm kind of floating between both of them on a 24-hour period of that whole thing. But as soon as I heard you were there, I was jacked. And I would argue you, microphone, any setting, winner forever. I hope that does extend to some other stuff. Ty has another question for you, Wise Man.
I do, Wise Man. Just curious. We were talking about the being in the stadium and all that kind of stuff. Does it ever surprise you? I mean, obviously, you a lifer, like how this shit just gets bigger and like it was almost hard to kind of pay attention to everything going on because you just get so intoxicated being inside the stadium. What'd you think coming down the ramp and everything? I mean, is it kind of just another day, or do you actually get to kind of take everything and be like, holy shit, this is fucking incredible?
All the above except for the first part, which is about being surprised about it. It's never just another day. Today is the day. Today is the day to steal the show. Today is the day to have the best performance of our career. Tomorrow we have to be better than today. The day after tomorrow we have to be better than tomorrow will be. if I can look back on our body of work 9 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, and I like what I'm watching, I haven't grown as a performer. I haven't grown as a presenter. I haven't grown as a talent. I haven't grown as someone that takes a look at the industry and tries to move it forward. And if you're not growing, then you're dying and you fall into the past and someone passes right by you. So I take a very progressive approach to it. I also cherish every moment because every moment can be your last. The first WrestleMania that I was in someone's corner, coincidentally, was 2013 at MetLife Stadium, right over the bridge from New York from my house. And the first person I went out to the ring with that night was CM Punk against The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah?
First person. I also managed Brock Lesnar against Triple H. But the first time I was in someone's corner at WrestleMania was with CM Punk. And I told my kids that night who came to the show, if CM Punk and Brock come out to the ring alone, I didn't die in the back, I didn't have a heart attack or stroke or collapse. They benched me. And that can happen. Where literally the former chairman of the board could be sitting there eating a protein bar, watching the monitor, and the music is about to hit, and he goes, "Ball! Come here a minute. Have a seat with me. Watch this on the monitor together with me. Watch it play out." And that's it. It's over. You're benched. You've been replaced. Happened to him many times. Hey, the host of Monday Night Raw. No, you're not. Hey, the host of SmackDown. No, you're not. Hey, the host of Monday Night Raw. No, you're not. Hey, the host of SmackDown. No, you're not. How many times did they pull the rug out from underneath you? So it happens. So every time I get to do my thing, I cherish every moment of it, every moment of it like it's my last, and I look at every performance that I give as merely an audition to be invited back to the next show. With that being said, am I surprised it's a success? No. You know why? Because we're good. Because what we do is quality. Because we have brought this business forward into an atmosphere that is sophisticated and that the audience can get emotionally invested into. And now you can be proud. It's no longer just a boutique industry where like, yo, you a wrestling fan? Yeah. WWE fan? Yeah, of course, man. Who else would I be a fan of? Yeah, well, ECW, yeah, I get that too. But you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, yo, I'm a WWE fan. Yeah. Check me, yo, you too, right? Yeah. Yo, what's up, brother? And it's just this thing. When Elon Musk colonizes Mars, the very first form of entertainment that Elon Musk will present will be WrestleMania from the planet of Mars. And I will accompany someone to the ring for the main event.
And I hope we're calling it. Hey, Paul, I do want to say this, because I've mentioned it a couple of times over, say, the last 5 years. People don't know how involved you've been in the behind the scenes of this wonderful story that started with the Bloodline and now has turned into where we are today. I have said that you deserve an Emmy Award for what you have done. And our business will never probably get that recognition. Maybe it will since we're changing, but seeing you write this, work with the talent involved, and how you've extended the story for as long as you have is absolutely incredible. At the top of the game, main event, every single time.
I concur with your assessment.
I figured you would.
I thank you for your kind words. And I concur with your assessment. I challenge the Emmy Awards to finally open their eyes and understand exactly what's going on in front of them. I mean, you know, it's not like we're bicycling tapes anymore in syndication. We're on Netflix. We're being covered by ESPN.
What?
We are consistently the #1 videos on YouTube. We are consistently the #1 guests on any podcast that has us on.
What?
So with that kind of global recognition and acceptance of the beautiful performance art known as professional wrestling, one would think that the Emmy Award people would open their eyes to what's truly going on in entertainment.
You would think.
And sooner than later, the public will speak up to such a degree that the Emmys will have no choice but to recognize us for our contributions to people's entertainment.
I hope so. I hope so. Because you directly and Michael Cole now at this point, 28 WrestleManias, have contributed to the entertainment portion of my life at a rapid clip and at a higher rate than any other broadcast company, production company, movie company, show company. It's 52 weeks a year, every year, forever, basically.
By the way, we just had a 12-hour off season.
Yep.
Exactly. We're starting the new season tonight.
Raw after Mania. Paul Heyman will explain why he took his right forearm to 2 different sets of sex on Saturday night. Connor has a question for you, Paul.
Yeah, Wiseman, do you think, to everything you just said, the new WWE Unreal show with the behind the scenes of the writing and the creative and how much goes into it will help that case? Because it feels like, maybe there isn't as much public knowledge about the creative and how it is 365. But documentaries sometimes, we've seen it with F1, they kind of bring a new light, a new angle to something, and it gives it a lot more pub. Do you think that's going to happen with the creative after the WWE Unreal series comes out?
Yes.
Good answer.
Do you hate it? Do you hate it or no?
No. I accept it.
I watched the Unreal trailer, and I do not believe I am considered an old school guy by any parts. Do not want to act like that is the case. But as a person who operates with our show as a work, we think everything is, what it is. Real, brother. We think, this isn't a work, it is a shoot, but we think and treat it as a work all the time. And I think there is now a chance that, I don't know how I feel. Obviously, I can't wait to watch it. NFL Films involved, Omaha's involved, WWE's involved, Netflix is involved. It's going to be great. I don't know how much I love,
I don't have to love it. It's not for me to love. I'm a very, very old school guy.
The oldest of school.
I go back to a theory of heels settle in the heat, babyface blows the comeback. It's that simple of an equation. That the good guy is the good guy because heroism will prevail, and the bad guy is the bad guy because on any given day he is unable to beat the good guy and therefore must cheat to do so. These are the fundamentals and the rudimentary thoughts of my mindset towards the industry. But I'm also very accepting of where the industry has gone and will go, and the culture and society's culture that pushes it forward. Do I like walking through the curtain and there's a camera right in my face documenting how I come out of the character that you see on TV? No, I don't like it. Am I going to fight against it? No, I'm not going to fight against it because those cameras are going to be there whether I like it or not. So I'm accepting of the fact that this is the change in the industry, and I better figure out how now to capitalize on that, how to expand from it, and how to be a part of it, or it's going to leave me behind. That's about being relevant. So if they do WWE Unreal, and every time that they say, we're going to mic you up for this meeting, and I go, oh, no, you're not going to put a microphone on me, not going to put a camera on me when I'm talking creative behind the scenes, well, then I won't be on WWE Unreal, and it's going to move on without me. So it's there. That train is leaving the station. You can go with the train into the future of this industry, or you can stay behind like these old timers and then go, back in my day, this is not how we did it. It ain't your day anymore. And it ain't your day because you refuse to go into the future with the industry that is moving at a rapid pace that way. It'd be like someone going to Steve Jobs and saying, "Hey, we're gonna whip Kodak's ass by building a better camera inside of a phone. All the music inside of the phone. Everybody's life is gonna be right there inside of a phone." He goes, "Oh no. Music, you need a record player. Camera, you got to go to Photomat to have it developed." Baloney. The future was there. He went with it. Everybody else had to catch up. So anytime you see the future playing out in front of you, it's not for you to like. It's not even for you to have respect for it. It's for you to have an understanding of it and then master that understanding, or the world moves on without you.
Got it. And I think it'll bring more fans, too, and respect to the entire business. And that's massive respect for the way you view it.
What would your life have been if your dad, who I know is a big-time forward thinker, Big time. No?
Tim McAfee.
You don't think your father's a forward thinker? I see how much support he has given you in all your endeavors. If your dad said to you, Pat, what are you doing? Podcast? What's a podcast? You can't do a podcast, Pat. No, Pat, traditional media. You need to go on CBS or NBC or ABC.
Tim McAfee didn't say
Sounds
that.
like Tim.
Yeah. Tim McAfee was putting together a gazebo.
Okay. Then if you didn't rebel against your stupid father, then tell me.
Tim is not the biggest brainiac when it comes to tech, but I say, Dad, I'm doing a podcast. He goes, I don't know what the fuck that is, but good luck out there. That is dead deer. Yep. That's what Tim's doing.
So if you didn't understand what the podcast world was, where would your career be today?
Yeah, I don't know.
You just went with traditional media, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, right?
Yeah.
It's over. Come on.
I got it. We got to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge our way into the future and into technology. And I think from what I've seen, once again, NFL Films, great at what they do. WWE, great at what they do. Netflix, great at what they do.
Paul Heyman, better than all of them.
At what he does.
Amen.
So if everybody's coming together, I assume it's going to be magical, and hopefully the respect will grow for the amount of work that is done behind the scenes by the Paul Heymans and the others. Ty has another question for you.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but do you think is there any part of it? I mean, I know you're just saying, but like as a fan, like shouldn't some stuff be left up to your own imagination so you can?
But I'm not making that decision. I'm not the one calling that shot.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not going to change their opinion of it unless they ask me in such a manner that my contributions to the conversation can weigh in on the decision. They didn't ask me, so it's happening anyway. So since it's happening anyway, I'm either a part of it or I'm not. So you jump on the train, or you let the train leave the station without you.
Do you think the discussion between, like, Triple H came on the show on Friday and basically, gave an analogy about how invested everyone is, but how they feel like they have the right to kind of book anything. Do you think that that's just going to make that exponentially bigger, where because people are seeing the behind the scenes stuff, they're going to feel like they should have a say in how these shows are put together, and it's kind of just going to continue to, I don't want to say create that divide, but obviously that shit's very loud.
I think the public has always been able to dictate what we do. If you like the presentation, you will buy a ticket to support it and come and see it. And if you don't like what we're doing, you'll stop coming, and we'll have to sit there and say, hey, the gates are down, the t-shirts aren't selling, nobody's watching the TV show, no one's tuning into the podcast, no one's buying this, no one's on our website. Hey, we got to change course. The public is the ultimate judge. The public has the ultimate sway. The public chooses what they like, in which case they buy. The public doesn't. We're salesmen. We're commerce facilitators here. So either we sell successfully and we know we're doing it right, or we don't sell successfully and we know we got to change it up.
Who are some of the young people in the industry, in the WWE, whether it's NXT, LFG, Evolve, or even on the Raw or SmackDown rosters, Speed, I guess, in that. Who are some of the young studs that you kind of have seen since the beginning and go like, okay, future of the industry could be in a good spot here with this particular person?
Who? Seth Rollins.
Amen. Who?
Seth Rollins.
There's others, maybe.
Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Wow.
Seth Rollins' future of the industry going to carry the industry into higher heights than there's ever been.
Seth Rollins is exactly where Roman Reigns was in August 2020. Roman Reigns was a multi-time WrestleMania main event. Roman Reigns was a multi-time WWE heavyweight champion. Roman Reigns was a multi-time Universal heavyweight champion. Roman Reigns had been on top for 8 years in WWE. The big dog was as big a name in WWE as he possibly could be. And then he sat on the couch next to Paul Heyman, and the tribal chief was born. And tell me anybody who truly remembers the big dog today.
OTC, 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 OTC.
You're welcome. And that's exactly where Seth Rollins is today. Everything that you've seen Seth Rollins accomplish has led him up to this point in his career. And the same transformation of the big dog into the global record-breaking box office attraction known as the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is the same step up that Seth Rollins takes starting tonight.
Can't wait to watch, can't wait to listen. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on Netflix, 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday Night Raw will be blessed by the presence of the wise man, Paul Heyman.
Love you, wise man.
Hey, baby, Paul.
Love you, wise man.
Good to go, wise man. Oh, Cole, you dork.
What about the people?
Cole. What's wise man doing? Dork.
Wise man wouldn't even smile.
Thank you, wise man.
Why did you call him a dork?
I'm calling you.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thanks. Thanks, Paul.
As we restack the desk here for the final few moments of this glorious Mania Overreaction Monday from the WWE world. We should have AJ come out with this bad boy.
Hawker. Come here, Hawker.
Hawker. AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk. AJ Hawk. John Morant.
Oh.
Great catch there.
Unbelievable. Paul Heyman, are you kidding me? I was standing back here with Sam Roberts, just in awe of that performance.
Lord.
The Leash.
Our Lord?
Lord of the Marks will join us in the third hour here from WWE World. But as we wrap up here on ESPN, we'll be back live from Indianapolis, Indiana tomorrow into Thunderdome. Feels like it's been 1,000 miles per hour. Draft night is Thursday night in Green Bay. AJ will be headed back there. Made the announcement in the first hour. Mike McCarthy, former Super Bowl winning head coach of the Green Bay Packers, will be joining us back in Green Bay on Thursday night. He'll be a great addition to the program, I do assume.
Big Mike is going to be amazing. I think he's very excited for it. Maybe I'm sure our set will be right off of Mike McCarthy Way. There's a street named after him. He'll be very humble about that, but we should make sure we bring it up.
We were talking to him earlier today, and he said, what are you doing for dinner? And then we asked him if we could stay at his house, because I've lived down there a long time, been in Dallas, but we can see what type of condition it's in. Feels like he's ready to go. I can't wait to get to Green Bay. It's going to be, we were in Detroit, obviously. We were in Nashville, obviously. Peter Schrager will be joining us. Mad Mel Kiper will be there. Green Bay, this is the perfect city seemingly for a draft, right, AJ?
Yeah, Green Bay doesn't get to host a whole lot of things because of the weather. Usually warm weather places, but I think they're going to be juiced. Everybody there I know I've been talking to that live there have been very excited.
D-Butch, quarterbacks is obviously the massive question mark, but I feel like we're going to get more athletes. I think we're going to get some offensive linemen picked early. I really think it's a mixed bag going into Thursday night.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see where these running backs go, too. Start with Ashton Genty, maybe right out here in Vegas, may get drafted by the Raiders. That's a big storyline. Obviously, Amarian Hampton, and just the depth of that overall class. Wide receivers, too. I feel like in years past, we've known the top 2 or 3 wide receivers and how they're going to come off the board. We don't really know that this year. Very deep D-line group as well. I'm excited. Draft is always great. One of the greatest kind of reality shows in shoot sports.
Ty, Mad Mel, I know, has been doing his research. Is he prepared for Thursday night from what you've heard?
I believe so. I think probably, still got a couple booklets that he needs to, kind of comb through a little bit. Really looking forward to getting back to Indianapolis to kind of do some of that prep. But yeah, Mad Mel will be ready to go.
Didn't we try to get actual Mel Kiper on the show a couple times this draft cycle?
Well, I meet with GMs, every waking second of the day. So unfortunately, it's pretty tough for him to, get out there.
We have not been able to book Mel Kiper on our show. Years straight now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's going to love you on Thursday night. Can't wait for that. Con Man, I know you've been focused on the New England Patriots picking at 4. What else have you been paying attention to for draft night?
Yeah, just kind of what our outfits are going to be. That's something I always try and think about before leading up to the draft, especially after last year. First one outside in the cold in Detroit. I think we're going to have to kind of brave that same cold in Green Bay. But no, it does feel like there's going to be some madness. The smokescreen season's alive. I heard Schefter on Friday say, hey, you still can't rule out want Shador to the Giants at 3. And then, we're talking Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper has Shador as his number 1 rated quarterback above Cam Ward in his, entire draft breakdown.
Mel Kiper has Shador at the number 1?
Yes. Not the number 1 pick, because he knows the Titans are taking Cam Ward, but in his big board, he has Shador as his number 1 QB. So
he's saying the Titans are wrong.
Yes, exactly.
Mel Kiper saying that here a week.
Yes, Mel Kiper is steadfast on Shador being the guy. I feel as though basically every mock draft we've had leading up to this point is completely wrong. I think a lot of those 2, 3, 4 combos are going to come out of nowhere. I think that's why the Abdul Carter at 4 to Philly is coming up now, because teams are finding out 2 and 3 are not going to go how you think it's going to go. And then obviously 4 is completely dependent on how those 2 and 3 picks go. So I think it's going to be an incredible draft. And I think there's some teams that are in that top 5 that might make a move that causes them to become one of those teams that wins, 10, 11, 12, 13 games next year. And I think that might be the New England Patriots.
Yeah, of course. That's what you've been paying attention to. Tone, quickly as the hard out comes upon us, we have highlights for everybody on this particular draft night. Feels like we don't know a damn thing about who's going where.
No, we got highlights for the top 50s just in case anything happens, because you never know. There's sometimes people that sneak in at the end of the first, and especially because this draft is, they're labeling it as starters, not stars. So there's 30 different guys that go from 10 to 40 that could go into the first round. So that's kind of what's going on there, and we'll find out.
Michael Cole, Raw After Mania tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern on Netflix. People should tune in. Why?
Because it's the best Monday Night Raw of the year, and there are so many surprises planned. It is going to be absolutely incredible. You don't want to miss it. And I do want to say one thing about the draft. It is our annual right as Jets fans to wait and see how we're going to screw it up again.
You're not the only team that's thinking like that. I think a lot of people are. Tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern on Netflix. Raw After Mania will be insane. Michael Cole just said there's a ton of surprises planned. Go ahead and give it away, Cole, just like you did on Friday. We'll be live back in Indianapolis tomorrow. Then we'll be in Green Bay on Thursday. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this for a living. From WWE World and the WWE Universe, ESPN folks watching around the globe, we appreciate you. We continue digitally. Goodbye. Okay, now we're digital.
Yep.
Boom. Now, AJ, I don't want you to hand that microphone off to somebody, but there's a guy in the back who is the Lord of the Marks that we need to come up here and give us his analysis of this WrestleMania weekend. We'll call it 60 seconds with the Lord, but we know it'll probably go 5 to 10. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of Raw Recap and WrestleMania Recap alongside Megan Morant. Sorry, Megan.
Like Jaw.
She's the greatest.
Morant.
Megan Morant's a great lady. And also a guy who's on Sirius XM, friend of the program, Lord of the Marks.
That's right. My liege.
Sam Roberts, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, baby Sam. Hello, Sam. Oh, my liege. My lord.
It's great to see you, Sam.
Hell yes, my lord.
Thank you, my lord.
It's his crown.
He leaves his crown at home.
Big Pop.
I don't know if you're these people's lords.
Big Pop.
Invincible.
My liege.
Hell yeah, that time invincible.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Way to drive the fans away, Sam.
They are kind of filing out.
Yeah, hold on there.
Guys, wait.
What the hell?
Wait.
Hey, see you guys at Raw.
Hang out.
See you guys over there at Raw.
Hang out. The show's not done.
All right, the boys and I have a rapid fire questions for you. We saved this for last. That's why everybody is here. Connor would like to first give you a thank you for being the Lord.
Yeah, thank you so much for the education your show has given me. I feel like I walked into Mania this weekend and I kind of knew everything that was going to happen. Granted, some things I didn't know.
You gave all the finishes away.
No, but I knew all the move sets. I knew all the combos. I knew exactly what the Wise Man was going to do on Saturday night. I mean, Debo looked at me at one point talking about, Punk and Rollins as they were going off, and I said, just wait on it because our tribal chief is coming around a corner somewhere. And what happened, Debo?
You were spot on?
Yeah, he came around the corner.
Yep.
And the only reason I was spot on was because my liege, Sam Roberts. So, Sam, I really just want to know, best match for worst match, in your mind.
Best match.
was the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. And Dominic Mysterio.
Congrats, Dom.
Winning the Intercontinental Championship. He did not take kindly to a certain commentary duo laughing at him trying to take his mask off.
Yeah,
Spanish
that
guys
was pretty
again?
funny, actually.
He didn't appreciate that.
What was the mask? Somebody told me that was a sacred mask or something.
He told us on WrestleMania recap that it had a lot of cultural significance, but then he realized how much bigger he was than the entire culture, and that's why he was trying to tear it off of his face. So that's what you guys, you missed that, and you shouldn't be missing stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you shouldn't be. See, there it is. He's like, no, I don't want it after all. There it is. See, you missed that when he was coming out.
Got it. That fool couldn't get the hood off. That's all.
I don't think
So that's the best and the worst is John Cena winning because he's going to ruin wrestling?
John Cena, with the help of Travis Scott, ruining wrestling last night.
What? Last night it's already ruined?
The worst match of WrestleMania.
Wow.
He took it from us.
Wow.
Cody was there for us like he has been this entire time, and John Cena ruins WrestleMania.
He said tonight's the night he ruins wrestling.
I haven't seen nothing yet.
He said you guys are going to have to reset the whole damn thing. You're going to have to take all your little Mark gifts that you got around the house, throw them out because the shit's restarting.
Oh.
That's what Cena said. He said, I know the show will go on, but it ain't going to be nothing like what it was. I'm taking the tradition of this place, and I'm leaving. That's what he said. He said he's going to explain it tonight.
That's what he said. He's going to take the title. Goodbye. See you later. When he retires, and wrestling will never be the same again.
When
We got to start from the beginning.
When you come back, there's a tried and true tradition of you put the younger people ahead of you so that the business continues for generations and generations. The idea
Tiffany Stratton goes over Charlotte.
Boom. The idea of coming back, announcing you're going to retire, and then saying, no, I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to take it all for me on the way out. Literally the worst thing you can do in wrestling.
Did you tell Cena that?
You wouldn't call him
Yeah,
selfish.
did you tell John that?
I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to.
No one does.
D-Bot has a question for you,
Yeah,
Lord.
we talked about the matches. One of my favorite things about WrestleMania are the entrances. I want to know your favorite entrance. What do you think the best one? Stone Cold was obviously awesome. It was incredible.
Stone Cold missed the ramp.
Stone Cold was great.
I blame the ramp. I blame gimmick ramp. But he was moving on that bad boy. CM Punk, Seth Rollins had an incredible entrance as well. What was your favorite weekend?
My favorite entrance was definitely CM Punk's entrance in that triple threat. Not just because we had Living Color there, but because that amazing video package that put everything into perspective, that juxtaposed his first WWE promo with his first WrestleMania main event that are so many years apart. I think there was such a story told just in the entrance alone.
Look in my eyes.
That's what it sounded like. What do you see?
What do you see? What is it?
Cult of personality.
Oh, you nailed it. You should have been singing. You should have been singing up there.
Awful.
Okay.
Awful.
I thought it was good.
Jeez, I thought it was very good.
Do not
Ty
disrespect.
has a question for you, Lord.
Thank you.
Yeah, my lord. Listen, you've been doing this for a long time. I don't know how many WrestleManias you've been to. Quite a few.
Yep.
41.
41.
There you go.
41 total. Yeah,
I'm honestly just looking at you for my marching orders, how I should feel about this. When we're talking Sin City Street Fight, is that a top 3 match at WrestleMania all time? Is that a top 5?
Wait a minute. All time?
All time?
All time.
Yeah.
All time.
I mean, it was really good. That's very high rank. It's not really fair to.
That's what I'm saying. Give me my marching orders, my lord. Please.
Top 10, I guess? What
top 10, sure.
I mean, it was one of the great matches this weekend, is what you would say. You go and you'd say that, but a top 3 of all time. There's been so many.
I know, that's why it was so
matches.
impressive.
Yeah, no, I think Drew McIntyre did amazing.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre clearly has stated the fact that now it's time for him to be in world title contention once again. So yeah, I would say top several of the weekend.
Top several of the weekend.
I think my lord is.
Work, you know that?
Okay, so for your saying that's top several of the weekend, it sounds like you think great WrestleMania weekend in the ring?
Incredible WrestleMania weekend in the ring. If you look at everything under the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania, incredible. The main event of WrestleMania night 1, incredible. So much incredible stuff. And I felt like this year we got to the tradition of WrestleMania. It really felt like the end of a chapter and beginning of the next one, where you're showing up now and going, what the hell is going to happen next?
Raw After Mania should be packed. AJ Hawk has a question for you. Oh, Lord.
Sam, how surprised were you to see Becky Lynch, the man, come back, and what do you think her path looks like moving forward?
Here's what made me happy, that the man came back. Becky Lynch has been, she's been in many forms. She's big time Beck. She's evolved, as it were. But there was Becky coming back as the man, looking like the man, feeling like the man, sounding like the man. It was that reminder of how much she has done. It was a reminder of the fact that Becky Lynch is, I would say, the first woman to have been in an era the top superstar in the entire company. And that's who we saw. And her coming out, it's the exact opposite of John Cena. Her coming out and saying, you know what? I'm going to use everything that I've done to help put Lyra Valkyria on the map at the biggest stage you can possibly do it on. That's what you want out of a
Who
person.
attacks Bailey, though? I don't like that. Bailey was supposed to be in there.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on sometimes with the security around back there. I don't know if it's a Vegas thing.
It might be Vegas. I like that Becky obviously was there because her husband had a big match and just so happened to be able to fill in for Bailey whenever she got attacked on Friday. But shout out to the man coming back around to Las Vegas. Tone has a question for you here, Sam.
Yeah, my lord.
Just a WWE hat. Love that.
Yeah.
That's your fan. I can tell.
Yeah, thank you.
I can tell.
Randy Orton, the Viper.
Oh.
Arguably one of the most physically imposing WWE superstars of all time. You think it was disrespectful to throw Joe Handley into the ring with him?
Who? No, I think it's disrespectful what you just
yes,
did.
Thank you.
I think you are disrespectful by calling Joe Hendry Joe Hanley.
You don't think that was disrespectful for the Viper to throw that fucking guy in the ring?
No, I think first of all, I love Randy coming out. He was wearing the same colors that he wore when he was just a young guy, when he was first starting.
Yeah, his debut, yeah.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah.
You guys are all finishing
I listened to the show.
Yeah,
He dapped him up after the match. So.
I don't think I ever said Joe Hanley on my show, but I do think it was. That's right. I do think it was a huge moment for Joe Hendry, getting that entrance at WrestleMania, hearing a stadium full of people react to him, having us talk about him.
He already did that at the Rumble, but yep.
I believe
WrestleMania.
in Joe Hanley.
WrestleMania. And look, you get a match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania, whether you're Joe Hendry or Joe Hanley, it's a huge deal. That said, for Randy Orton, it's inevitable. There's going to be some RKOs.
Yeah, I think Joe Hendry.
That's his name.
Certainly knew what he was signing up for, but he wasn't scared, which we appreciate in front of 60,000 plus. Huge weekend, 123,476 or whatever the number was.
Wow.
Michael Cole here has the last question for you, Lord.
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I saw a clip from the WrestleMania recap today. Karrion Kross went off.
Yes.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like tonight. What was that all about?
I don't know. We had the room on. You know, we were recording, and we were picking up people as we went. We got Becky and Lyra, like right outside Gorilla. Dominic Mysterio came in the room. We got his interview. We just had the room on. We thought we might get the winner of AJ and Logan Paul. And Karrion Kross just barged in. Clearly, there were no questions to be asked because he just had this statement to be made. And I think he voiced this frustration that I'm sure a lot of people have, and Karrion's really the only one to do it this publicly, that guys like Logan Paul, whether they're athletically gifted or not, come in, go straight to WWE, go straight to huge matches, and have these WrestleMania moments where Karrion Kross was going for years all over the independents, for years trying to make it to WWE, and he finally makes it in. And he can't even get on WrestleMania.
Why does Logan Paul have to be blamed for that? Logan Paul's an incredible athlete.
Guy's unbelievable. He's supposed to be there. What do you want to gatekeep on greatness? Okay.
Huh, Sam?
Is that what you want to do?
No. I don't want to gatekeep on greatness. But I do want to look at people who have given their life to this sport that we love, this art form that we love, and go, yeah, you pay your dues, you do it the right way, you end up on top.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Michael Cole. Michael Cole had to pay dues. I was at the Mattel booth over there. They're making an action figure of Michael Cole from the Attitude Era.
Yes.
Guess what? Guess what?
He had to pay a lot of dues in the Attitude Era.
A lot.
But
Why
look
was
at
that,
him.
guys?
And then he had to pay a lot of dues in the Ruthless Aggression Era. And then he had to pay a lot of dues in the era after the Ruthless Aggression Era, in the PG era. Now, finally, he's the GOAT.
I'm still paying dues. I worked 3 straight days on television.
Hey, Sam, why don't you give a toast here to WrestleMania as we get the hell out of here, and we say thank you to the people that joined us here at the Convention Center and the wrestling world. Raw after Mania tonight, Sam Roberts.
Oh, I can't wait.
You got to give a toast. You got to give a toast.
Oh, a toast to the greatest spectacle in all of sports and entertainment, WrestleMania, and one time for the Raw after WrestleMania, where it all changes again. Drinks up, boys.
Cheers. Appreciate you, Sam. You're the man.
Appreciate you.
I don't toast non-alcoholic beverages.
You're so cool.
You weren't given one. All right, from all of us to all of you, to everybody in the back, great work setting this entire thing up. To the boys in the back punching buttons, doing the audio, doing the cameras, doing it all. We appreciate the hell out of you. To the ESPN crew that set all of this up with all the cameras, Barcode and the boys, thank you. Brian on the jib, thanks for making this happen. WWE people that rigged the LED board and the speakers so people could hear. Also, to all the superstars that stopped by, and to all the fans that blessed us with their presence here throughout a very long weekend of WrestleMania. Tonight is the nightcap at Raw after Mania. 8 o'clock on Netflix. It is going to be awesome. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. We're in this thing together. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.